Easter was over, I happened to be grocery shopping and I saw these big hams in a sale bin and I thought, oh my gosh, 8 pounds of bone-in, already fully cooked smoked ham for $14.55. Now, if you don't need to use it right away, put it in the freezer. That is okay. And then thaw it out when you need it. But because this is already a fully cooked ham, it is so easy to turn it into a plethora, I don't even know if that's a word, of different recipes. So I'm gonna show you what I like to do with a whole ham. Before I start any of my cooking or any of the recipes I want to make with this, I definitely have a little bit of prep work to do. This is a giant piece of ham and I'm not going to use it all at once. I want to spread it over the 5 recipes. So all I'm going to do is trim some of the fat off of the ends of this piece of ham. I don't want to lose too much of the meat, and some of that fat you do want to keep on when you're cooking it out for tons of flavor. Then what I'm doing is just cutting it into some manageable pieces, because I want to put it into some storage containers, or even if you have some zippy bags, and that way it can stay in the fridge for the next few days as you go through a few of the recipes. And without further ado, pineapple, ham, and rice is going to be the first thing that I am making with my ham. A few household ingredients, a few things you might need to go shopping for. First thing, we are cooking up some rice. 1 cup of rice to 2 cups of water is your ratio. I'm seasoning it with soy sauce as well as salt and pepper, and then getting it to cook out until it is almost done. Not fully. You want a little bit of that moisture still in the pan as you add in your red peppers, big chunks of pineapple, and big chunks of ham. That way the rice keeps cooking as we cook out our other ingredients and soften them up, but our rice isn't going to get too mushy. Optional here, I'm using sweet and spicy Thai sauce just to add a little bit of that heat into the sweet sort of combination that we have here. Pick your favorite herb to garnish on top. I typically use parsley for this one. You've probably heard me say this several times if you've seen the show before. A recipe is just a guide. So if you have the idea of rice, some ham, and pineapple, the rest you can sort of, you know, come up with other vegetables, other flavors, change up the profile for whatever flavor floats your boat. If you want to add in a ton of peppers and onions, or if you want to change it up with some Cajun seasoning, some different spices, maybe add some hot peppers in there too, make a sweet heat situation going on. I like that it's bountiful and filling and delicious, and I love biting into those big giant chunks of pineapple. If I can tell you one thing, use a real pineapple. Not that the stuff in the can isn't real, but I mean, maybe it isn't. Who knows? Anyway, use a real pineapple. Make those chunks really big. I'm telling you, the flavor and the texture difference is worth it. I know there's a big debate about pineapple on pizza, but listen, cooking and food is all about what you like. So if you like pineapple on pizza and you want to pair it with some ham, you do that like I do, because I love it. If you don't, skip it. Have a pepperoni pizza. Do whatever you want. For a quick pizza night, that's why I love having those chunks of ham already pre-cut, because I can just take one piece out and slice up enough for a pie. Now listen, if you don't like pineapple on pizza, don't worry about it, but use the ham. You can do ham and pepperoni and peppers, but you gotta have lots of cheese, especially if it's my kind of pizza. Moving right along, this type of ham is so great for a breakfast sandwich. So why not just warm up a couple slices, fry some eggs, and build yourself a beautiful, cheesy, of course, ham and cheese. I think I'm going to say ham and cheese in this video a million times. Why not just build an awesome breakfast sandwich with that ham? Easy pasta, cheesy, creamy, with big chunks of ham. Here we go. Let's make it. This is going to be a little bit of a lighter version of a creamy pasta. So I'm starting with a little bit of butter, onions, and garlic, and sauteing those up until they get a little bit soft. I'm going to add some red pepper in there as well, and cream. I'm just going to swirl it around the pan a couple times and season with salt and pepper. Very simple. Frozen peas go in next in my recipe, and I'm just going to let that warm up and start reducing out. I've already pre-cooked my penne pasta. Add a little bit of pasta of water into that as well when you add in your ham and let it sort of all come together, a little bit of parsley. But here's the key. I really love adding some Parmesan in here because now you're gonna see it actually come to more of a creamy consistency when you add that. Because if you want it super creamy, you're gonna have to actually make a cheese sauce as opposed to this a little lighter version. This is just one of those easy pasta recipes that helps you use up your leftover ham. And here's the thing, you've got the base. You get that it's noodles, cream, Parmesan, onions, all that garlic flavor. But if you don't like peas or red peppers, or you've got other veggies in the fridge, use those instead. It's gonna give you that same flavor profile, but your veggies can change up just a little bit based on what you like, because that's what a recipe is. It's an idea, it's a baseline, and then you get to make it your own. I hope you experiment with this in your kitchen soon, because this is one tasty creamy pasta. I know you're not supposed to talk with your mouth full, but I do it all the time. Last but not least, the fifth recipe in this series is ham and potato soup. Because, oh my goodness, of course making a soup is easy, especially if you have a lot of ham to use. You can also freeze this soup. Onions, ham, carrots, stock. You can do potatoes, peas. If you don't like peas, add celery instead, and you've got a beautiful brothy soup. If you want to thicken it up and make it creamy, what I do is use sour cream flour and some of the stock from the soup to make a little bit of a thickening creamy agent, and then I add it into the soup slowly to cream it up a little bit and make it a little bit more luscious. Ham and cheese in a pasta, ham and cheese on a bun. Oh my God, do you see a bit of a pattern here? Ham and cheese. I love ham and cheese. Rice dishes, breakfast, soups. I mean, ham goes into so many different things. These are just 5 of my sort of go-to or favorite recipes that I came up for this, but there are so many more. You can do so many variations and so many different flavors, but if you have a big piece of ham or you've got leftover ham, try one of these or all of these next time. Thank you so much for joining me on The Silly Kitchen. I hope this one was fun, enjoyable, and tasty in your home. Till next time.